Welcome to our final core module, Module 10, Post-Incident Activities. We have journeyed through identifying threats, analyzing evidence, and executing a response. Now, we address the critical steps that come after an incident is resolved. This is where we solidify our defenses for the future. Introduction: the value of post-incident activities. When incident is contained or eradicated and systems are recovered, it might feel like the job is done, but in reality, some of the most valuable work is just beginning. Post-incident activities are essential. They allow us to learn deeply from the event, to improve our future response capabilities, to meet important compliance and legal obligations, and fundamentally, to strengthen our defenses. This phase is what transforms our response strategy from being merely reactive to truly proactive. Incident reporting and documentation. Why it's crucial. Let's start with reporting and documentation. Why is this so crucial? An effective incident report isn't just a historical record. It serves as a detailed account that can reveal how a breach occurred, the full scope of the damage, and the exact steps taken for remediation. This information is a roadmap for future prevention and improved incident handling. It is vital not just for your technical team, but for management, for demonstrating compliance, and for navigating any potential legal considerations. Key elements of an effective report. So, what goes into a good incident report? While specifics can vary, key elements are generally consistent. You'll need 1. Clear incident description. What happened, when, and what type of incident was it? A detailed timeline of events is crucial. 2. An impact assessment should cover affected systems, data, and any impact on business operations. Critically, the report must detail the containment, eradication, and recovery steps taken. 3. Any evidence collected and how it was handled must be noted, along with, importantly, recommendations for future prevention. Components of an incident response report. Essentially, an incident response should contain the following. 1. Overview and context. An executive summary with basic details like the incident ID, type, dates, current status. 2. Incident details. How the incident was discovered, by whom, and when, and timeline of all events and actions. 3. Impact assessment. A clear description of what was affected and legal/regulatory consequences, considering NDPA in Nigeria. 4. Response actions and evidence. A breakdown of the steps taken to contain, eradicate, and recover from the incident, and a record of all evidence collected, with proper handling and chain of custody. 5. Analysis and findings. The root cause of the incident, attacker tactics, techniques, and procedures. And lastly, lessons learned and recommendations. Incident reporting and documentation. How do we convey this information clearly in our incident report and documentation? Structured templates are a standard practice, ensuring consistency. A good report doesn't just present facts. It tells a logical story, guiding the reader through the event. Think about incorporating visuals, tables, charts, and especially timelines can make complex incidents much easier to understand at a glance. It's essential to use clear, concise language and avoid jargon that might confuse non-technical stakeholders. Use headings, bullet points, and appendices to organize data for quick reference. The goal is for everyone involved to grasp the narrative rapidly and accurately. The lessons learned section. This is where we delve into what happened, examining what went right with our response, and, just as importantly, what went wrong or could have been improved. For instance, if during a ransomware attack, your team discovered that communication breakdowns led to delays in action, understanding this is the first step to fixing it. This reflective practice sheds light on areas needing improvement and equips us with foresight. We need to create an environment where feedback on our response efforts is valued and actively implemented. Ultimately, the goal of all this post-incident activity, particularly the lessons learned process, is to enhance our organization's cybersecurity resilience and preparedness. Each experience, properly analyzed, guides our path forward and helps us build an adaptable defense. We must always remember that in cybersecurity, it's often not a matter of if an incident will happen, but when it will happen, and how ready we will be to respond effectively and learn from it. We operate in an environment with stringent privacy regulations. Globally, you'll hear of GDPR and HIPAA. Here in Nigeria, the Nigeria Data Protection Act and EPA 2023 sets clear obligations. Failing to comply with these, especially in how we handle data post-incident, can expose organizations to hefty fines and serious legal repercussions. Understanding these fosters accountability. When a data breach involves customer information, how you handle that data during your post-incident review is critical. How is it analyzed? Who gets access to it? It's essential to ensure that only appropriate, authorized personnel are involved in reviewing sensitive data and that the information is securely handled at all times to protect individual privacy rights, even after a breach has occurred. Legal considerations. Best practices for compliance. 1. Detailed documentation. Meticulously record all aspects of an incident. This includes the timelines of events, all actions taken during the incident response, and communication trails, who was contacted, when, and what was discussed. 2. Legal and regulatory awareness. Ensure the incident response team is knowledgeable about relevant laws and privacy regulations before and during any review to prevent mishandling of sensitive data. 3. Involve legal counsel. Engage legal experts in your review process, particularly for significant incidents. They can guide through legal complexities, advise on disclosure obligations, and help protect attorney-client privilege. 4. Maintain chain of custody. Implement and follow a clear chain of custody for any digital evidence collected to ensure its integrity and admissibility in legal proceedings. 5. Share findings with stakeholders. Communicate appropriate findings from the reviews to the necessary stakeholders to ensure transparency and demonstrate a commitment to data protection. Case study. Let's analyze the following case study on post-incident response. We follow the details below. Digital Forensics Incident Report, Cloud Connect Data Breach. Incident ID, CCDB 2025-06-15. Date of report, June 20th, 2025. Prepared by Forensic Team Led. Organization, Cloud Connect. 1. Executive Summary. On June 15th, 2025, Cloud Connect detected unauthorized access to a customer database containing user emails and hash passwords. The intrusion was swiftly contained, and no further active compromise has been detected. This report details the post-incident activities undertaken to understand the breach, enhance our security posture, and prevent recurrence. The immediate impact was a temporary disruption of services during containment, followed by a mandatory password reset for all users. No financial data or highly sensitive personal information was directly accessed. 2. Incident details, brief overview for context. Date, time of detection, June 15th, 2025, 10:30 a.m. West Africa time. Discovery method, automated intrusion detection system alert on unusual database query patterns. Initial action, database server isolated, network traffic to from the server blocked. Affected systems, primary customer database server. Nature of incident, unauthorized access, data exfiltration suspected, email addresses, hash passwords. Root cause, preliminary exploitation of a known vulnerability in an outdated web application component on the database server. 3. Post-incident activities and digital forensics findings. After the immediate containment and eradication of the threat, the digital forensics team initiated the following critical post-incident activities. Evidence preservation and acquisition. A forensically sound image of the compromised database server's hard drive was created. This ensures we have an exact, unaltered copy of the digital evidence for analysis without risking damage to the original. Relevant server logs, web server logs, database logs, authentication logs, firewall logs were securely collected and timestamped. Network traffic logs from the period leading up to and during the incident were preserved. Detailed examination and analysis. Malware analysis. The server image was scanned for malware. No persistent malware was found, indicating the attacker likely used a transient exploit or living off the land techniques. Log analysis. Web server logs confirmed unusual post requests targeting the outdated web application component, matching known exploit patterns for the identified vulnerability. Database logs showed a sequence of suspicious queries immediately following the successful exploit, focusing on extracting user table information. Authentication logs showed a single successful login to a database administrator account after the initial data extraction, which was immediately followed by the attacker attempting to delete log files, a common cleanup attempt. This account was immediately disabled during containment. Timeline reconstruction. Based on log timestamps, a detailed timeline was built, showing 9:45 a.m. Initial scan for vulnerabilities on the web application. 9:55 a.m. Successful exploitation of the vulnerability. 10 a.m. to 10:20 a.m. Data extraction queries executed. 10:25 a.m. Attempted log deletion, partially successful. 10:30 a.m. Detection and alert by IDS. 10:35. Server isolation and containment. Let's analyze the lessons learned. 1. Vulnerability management is critical. The breach stemmed directly from an unpatched, outdated web application component. This highlights the absolute necessity of rigorous, ongoing vulnerability scanning, timely patching, and prompt decommissioning of obsolete software. 2. Principle of least privilege is paramount. The compromised web application had excessive administrative privileges to the core customer database. Enforcing the principle of least privilege would have significantly limited the damage, even if the initial exploit was successful. 3. Enhanced logging is key for detection and forensics. While an IDS caught the activity, the attacker's partial success in deleting logs complicated analysis. Comprehensive, centralized, and tamper-proof logging is vital for faster detection, more accurate incident reconstruction, and effective post-incident analysis. 4. Proactive security audits are essential. Relying solely on reactive measures isn't enough. Regular external penetration testing and internal security audits are necessary to proactively identify and address weaknesses before they can be exploited. Now that we have understood important post-incident activities, relevant components of an incident report, and understudied a case reflecting post-incident activities, we have come to the end of the final core phase of this course. See you on Module 11.